Ooh, love the slow jazz. Welcome to Last Call, everyone. Joined once again by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie.
Hi, guys.
We're here to talk about episode 14.
Ha-cha-cha.
A long one.
Yes, probably our longest one yet.
Yeah, that was a big boy.
It was a meaty one.
We kept going, and I loved it. There
Yeah,
was so
well,
much.
here's the thing. I had a lot planned. I had a lot of different, quote-unquote, encounters you guys could have done, but I didn't know whether you guys would be doing them all together or individually. You guys kind of went the individual route, so that added a little bit of time. So I think it made sense for us to have this whole auction thing wrapped up in the next episode that it was referenced, because obviously if we had an episode where nothing happened for auction wise, it would have been a little disappointing to hear.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
We also chose to do every activity.
Every
except
single
for
one.
like the
Except
bar.
for the bar,
but, like,
which I'm a little upset about. I wanted
Same,
kind of
but-
Dylan
Yeah,
to
maybe
get
we
a
start there.
drink
What
in.
can you tell us about the bar?
Not yet.
No.
We didn't
okay.
go.
I don't know, man. We might cause a ruckus.
I think we got enough standing.
I feel
at
like
the Wandering Wonder that we can just leave.
I
no
have
problem.
a feeling we're going to be running out of the Wandering Wander with the fucking
So that
tent
was
falling
my-
apart as we're...
That's
Oh my
what I
God.
was expecting. Like, I honestly, like, Minx was expecting to spend no money, basically.
We spent-
Like, I was expecting
spent
to fucking
all
fucking
money.
We
run.
spent 900
I was
gold.
because I went in there with like 60 something gold, and I was like, Minx was expecting to duck and run.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I like metagamey. I think I'm not sure if it's even on the recording or if it's like in one of our pauses because it's incredibly hot in the room that we record. But
sorry.
but the no. But
but the AC is loud. It would be the same for
No.
anyone's
yeah,
home.
the reason I went specifically to the fighting bit and immediately asked whether there was like betting was because I knew we needed money.
Yeah.
We needed it. And so, trolls, notwithstanding.
Yeah, but it made sense
Got that
Clue
moolah.
would want to just fight.
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. So it
Yeah.
kind of just worked out.
Speaking of the troll fight,
oh my God.
what the hell?
Jesus
Guys, I know what I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, no problem.
Sorry.
Hey, listen, did I get the gold?
You got the gold,
I
but
hate-
we also were very stressed
I
for most of
hate-
it.
I'm validating my own.
That you will never let this go, probably. I love that no one saw it.
yeah. That's the
Not
best.
a single person knows what I went through,
No,
like
no
covered
one
in
knows.
poison and blood.
And this is another thing, Chris, where I'm just like, I'm always shocked at how close you let it get.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Every
I let it get
time.
very close,
Yeah.
but you had so many chances to make it not close.
Yeah.
It's the fact.
$20 insurance.
20.
He spoon fed that to you.
But here's the thing, Dylan. If I had spent that
Dylan.
$20,
Oh my God. He's
sorry,
Dylan character, and it's the last call.
sorry, Michael Pukasevich.
Yes.
Here's the thing, Michael Pukasevich.
Yes.
If I had spent that 20 gold, we couldn't have afforded the gauntlet.
It's true.
I understand that.
It's so serendipitous.
But also,
So,
maybe
hey.
we shouldn't have spent 510 gold on gauntlets.
I don't know. I think the gauntlets are fucking cool.
They're
man.
going to be great.
But yes, so that troll fight, again,
I was gonna ask: is it meant for 3 people?
well, I didn't know whether it would be meant for one person or three people, but I did not have that fight planned for you guys. Just like all the other fights, a lot to win. Like it was stated, you only had to survive for 20 seconds. So obviously, it's a
Right.
very difficult creature. There are ways to combat it because obviously you saw there was fire magic being done to it, things like that. But again, you had the insurance. If other people had joined into the pit, again, like you probably would have had to split the 500 gold amongst yourselves, but there's a good chance you all would have survived without too much like
Right, because I thought it would be like a solo thing, but even having us around there to give you like help actions on things that you might need, like I can give you help on strength or something like that, right?
for sure. You could have casted spells like very secretly.
Instead,
Yeah.
I healed myself for every single bit of my touch hands or whatever it is.
Yep.
Just dive and survive.
And just grinned and bared it.
And if there was one more round,
I was done. I was dead.
you were dead.
I was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What challenge rating was the troll?
Let me look it up. It is a classic Venom troll. If people want to look it up,
A
at
Venom
home.
troll.
Challenge rating 7.
I'm level 4.
Awesome.
That's crazy.
The fact that you got through that is unreal.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Dylan, you had an interesting little encounter with
shit.
the
Oh,
crystal
really
ball.
quickly before we leave off the troll,
yes,
troll.
yes.
Yeah.
Just one more question. You made me do a perception check for the pit right before I went in. What was that for?
So I wanted you to perceive whether or not you could see remnants of the previous fight. So remember when you first got lowered in, you saw that there was
blood and blah blah blah
and poison as well. So it would have stopped you from using your potion of poison.
Right, which I used, just wasted such a good potion.
Yeah, you wasted a really good potion.
Yep.
And it's weird because I almost, we're in last call right now, behind the screen. I almost asked to revert the last 30 seconds and re-record it because I was going to change it to the fire potion, not knowing, but I was like, I don't know, it could be a troll that has like fire resistance or something like that. I was like, the poison's the bigger damage dealer. Maybe that's the...
It made sense. It made sense for what you knew of the situation.
You picked a damage type that the troll is immune to.
Yeah.
And you didn't choose one that like stops it from regenerating and is very...
How would you have known, right?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. It's entirely true. But yes, moving on to the crystal ball encounter, Dylan.
Yeah, Ronald Greenbrook. That's the first time we're introducing him.
Oh my goodness,
Ronald,
Who misses you?
my childhood character friend.
Yeah. I think we won't give too much away in this last call because obviously we want to save it for like the actual story of the campaign.
Of course.
Yeah, you got a little inclination of Dylan's home life a bit. Like you obviously have heard about Greenbellow. You've literally talked to his mom. But you get a little more of a feel of other people in Dylan's life that maybe he hasn't talked about before, or at least he hasn't talked about extensively. Because I think he did mention he had a best friend to Minx in episode, I want to say 11.
I think it was 11.
Yeah, when you're talking at Standy Manor.
Talking in Standy Manor.
Yeah, Clue was watching.
So there are people in Dylan's life who
miss him.
Yeah.
Well, looked like
looked like he was,
and we learned
potentially trying to like get
stronger,
get stronger, and
we also learned that I mean our characters didn't, but we learned that you left without telling any of your friends. I didn't tell him. That's some sly shit from Dylan.
I know.
So
I know because he would never let me leave. I'm sure of it. And I think I kind of alluded to that, but I think that's more going to come out with sort of our character conversations as we go through. So,
and I think with that encounter as well, I didn't know who would enter the tent. At the same time, I didn't know who you would try and see. Like you guys deduced, it was a scrying spell. It's like a crystal ball uses a scrying spell in D&D. So it's possible that you could try and attempt to see anyone you want as long as they're on the same plane of existence. But sometimes it is difficult to see people compared to others depending on how well you know them. So I was prepared. There was a chance you guys could have asked to see Ferret Silverbeard. There was a chance you guys could have asked to see the king, Meldar. There was a chance you guys could have asked to see Cadmus. Even like
Cadmus. Oh my goodness.
Like
a lot of opportunity.
It could have been anyone. It could have been anyone, even like people who we haven't even encountered yet in the campaign. Right?
I really fucked that up. I mean, well, that's a
no, but I think it makes sense for Dylan.
I think it definitely does make sense for Dylan.
And you know what?
Dylan's very like family oriented and like, you know, he wants to see if his friends are okay versus like, you know, he did say Erevan Ellis here because I think that's like the big name that we're on the hunt for,
and which
like,
makes sense
specifically. But I think the moment I got a finger at the Hallow map telling me that it can only be within Hollow, he just kind of was like, well, now it's time for like, you know, I thought about my mom first, thought about my dad. Okay, I'll try this one. But if that one doesn't work, then my friend.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's interesting because if in the last session, if you hadn't gotten in touch with your mom, you probably would have tried to connect with your mom as well, right?
1,000%. Yeah. That's so crazy. I didn't think about that. Yeah. 100%. I would have
serendipity.
Yeah.
And then what you were saying, speaking of serendipity, the whole idea of like the dice and us spending money driving the story of, you know, like in theory, if we hadn't spent all of the money that we had spent, Dylan could have told us about that ball thing, and we could have kind of had a second shot at seeing all these people, seeing Meldar, seeing Ferret and stuff like that. Now we've got one gold and a dream, and we can't. We got you got the one shot at it,
right?
And there is no
we
other
burned our
opportunity.
chance.
Yep, that's it.
I'm kind of curious that like, and this is Maggie asking,
hi Maggie,
playing with Mike. Like, did Dylan feel like your friend was like hitting that scarecrow like a little bit in anger at you?
Oh, you know what?
Because that's what I got.
Oh,
like, that was my like. I don't know. Because like again, like that's how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I guess that is a way that you can definitely read that. I saw it as like worry that he was like training to come after me.
Yeah,
because Dylan, and I don't want to say too much about it, but Dylan's own sort of reasoning behind leaving and not telling Ronald that he's on this journey was to not get him involved because he didn't want Ronald to get hurt.
Yeah.
That like, you know, it would definitely be a thing that like Ronald would want to come with him, or there would be some sort of thing like, you know, like a Sam and Frodo kind of situation,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you said that, I didn't see Sam and I thought you just said salmon.
Sam and Frodo.
Sam and Frodo.
A classic duo.
A classic duo, or the lead character of Lord of the Fish.
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, so
Haliburton.
I think
Oh, my God.
nice.
Really good.
very
you.
good.
Thank you.
Quick. He's so quick, guys. We definitely didn't cut like 20 seconds of him thinking in this last call.
Yeah.
You didn't. No, please.
But yeah, I think as part of it too, Dylan is maybe a little bit self-centered, and sometimes he doesn't sort of recognize those emotions.
Wait,
so I think
Dylan?
I think like the first thing that
Self-centered,
Dylan,
what?
I think the first thing that like Dylan would have really thought about was like, oh, he's like training to come after me, you know?
Dylan is
like,
a reckless character.
versus, like,
Dylan
yeah,
Like, we've learned
so
that.
reckless.
versus
Yeah.
like he's
The
upset.
yelling
Yeah.
that was crazy. We almost got run out right there.
I know.
But like in every fight we've had, like you go in with the confidence
Yeah.
of like a well-aged veteran soldier.
Yeah.
But it's true. And so
Yeah.
like I would expect that that's kind of how you left with like the confidence to
Yeah.
find
Way
your
too
mom.
much
Like,
of it.
yeah, like I don't know.
I was like, I'm on my journey. I will succeed.
exactly like
I consider Dylan to be a chaotic good alignment figure.
I think
Very
so.
much so.
I think so. Ultimately,
What would you
he's sort of
consider the
morphing
rest of
into
us?
that.
It's
right?
funny because I was talking about this with someone the other day. I would consider Dylan to be chaotic good.
Yeah.
I would consider Minx to be lawful neutral.
Mm.
And I would consider Clue to be probably lawful good.
Lawful good. Yeah, that's kind of where I put him into.
Nice.
Very, lawful just in general.
Sweet.
mhm.
Not necessarily towards the law, but towards like the rules of being Clue. Like, you know,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Predictable
Well, yeah,
to
you-
some degree.
Yeah, like always.
Yeah.
you have an oath.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Truly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the oath is just generally strength. So I can interpret
Strong.
that. Speaking of strength, I had none today. My rolls, I've never rolled
You had
that
a
bad.
mean
I had a Maggie day.
situation.
You know what I think is wrong with the two of you
What?
Nothing.
is that you put out so many dice in front of you.
11.
You have so many
I
D20s.
11.
curated back.
You have-
No, 14.
but the thing is the curation, the selection. I got 2 die in front of me. I got one big one mini one, and sometimes the other one does it. But I've once the moment
Mike, you're sounding
But
jealous.
I like my dice.
you know what? I am a little jealous. They all look really
I love
nice.
my dice though.
Wow, so many. I feel like I would start getting like ADHD with it, where I wanted to like,
They're fun to
you know,
play
they are
with.
fun to
Yeah,
fidget.
they're fun to
Yeah,
fidget.
for sure.
Speaking of big pouches of valuable tokens, we can move on to the auction and the amount of
Yes.
gold that
Very
you
good
spent.
segue.
So what were your
Yes.
thoughts
Very good.
on the Wandering Wonder auction that you guys participated in?
I know
Will
you
you
won't
see it?
give me
Oh
information.
my god.
Oh my god.
Lucy was so funny.
That was so good.
looking for my atrocious
I
notes.
know you won't
Oh,
give
we'll get
me
there, Mike.
the what the gauntlet does because you're a mean man. But will you tell us what the luck stone is? Because everybody would know it. I know you're going to tell us next episode. Anyways,
He said it's like you have it on you and it just increases your luck. I would assume that's the case.
yes, Chris. Just in case that wasn't enough, can you potentially?
So with a luck stone in
Yeah.
particular, I believe it does require attunement.
Mhm.
So you will have to attune for you to know its true capabilities.
At what tune shall it be, Chris? Fuck, I fucked that up.
And we're just
Try
gonna
again, Mike.
move
The
on.
effort was there. The execution was
Ignore
not.
me.
Yeah.
But the gauntlet, I will not say until the next session. So
Okay.
leaving a little cliffhanger, not only for the audience, but for you as
Specifically
well.
Hartley.
This-
I hate that.
But just
I-
know,
I'm gonna
know,
be giving. Yeah.
just know that I saved the big ticket items and I left them a mystery because
Mhm.
I thought maybe you guys would be interested in spending some money on the lower ranked items. And you guys did purchase one.
Mhm.
But once again, like these are big ticket items for a reason. And even though you guys didn't roll a proper history check, you know that these are relics from hundreds of years ago that were used during the War of Exarchs.
Use the word relic lightly.
I feel like
Yes, not relics, but they are antiques from a age of war and when magic was more free.
Taking the stone is, I think that's going to happen right at the beginning of next episode. Minx is definitely getting the stone as payment for losing all of her money. Yeah, it's all. Yeah,
Minx is going to collect that money from these little poop guys.
Well, I think Minx gets the stone either way. But
you know what?
Beautiful.
You know what we should do? We should sell them my mom's speaking stone instead of the luck stone.
No, what?
Yes,
it's your walkie-talkie to your mom.
Walkie-talkie to your mom.
Mom, this line's burnt. Bye.
Can we cut back to when I said Dylan was chaotic good?
Yeah, oh my God.
Or we just find a stone outside and we dress it up. Give it a little googly eyes.
We're doing the same scheme that they did to me is what you're pitching.
Yeah.
They literally saw us.
That's okay.
Clue taunted them.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just really
and
dumb.
they recognize
And
you.
We literally
I think we
made
just
a
have to
poop
fully
joke
steal them.
Steal
them.
Steal them. We take them with us.
A simple kidnapping.
You are with us now to the end of the campaign.
But yeah, back to the start of that. Your name for me, which is now
Clonvasir Alligar.
Clonvasir Alligar, which is straight up now in the mouth or in the mind of clearly one of the most powerful people in Clangeddon's base. And now I need to put on this like rich man persona. Yep. We need somehow to get money in the next 7 days.
We need to figure this out. You are Clonvasir.
Clonvasir Alligar instead of Clue Standy.
Well, I was like, I need a C letter, and then the last name that was in my head was Aravid Elisir, and then Clonvasir Alligar.
Is perfect.
Speaking of random complete shit, I think it's time for our favorite segment of the last call. Let's talk about what Michael wrote down this session and
Mike
to see if he can recall it.
Notes from the last 2 hours.
What are those? They're tents. You
drew?
I drew a little map.
You've given up on words.
I drew a little map.
I noticed Maggie also drew a cat. So
there's a square for the fighting pit, B for the bar, A, B. Female goblin.
You'll remember
goblin,
that.
Something eyes. Don't know. Lizard creature.
Probably the
auction.
goblin's eyes.
Clipboard goblin. Okay, I figured that one out.
Even though that was wrong, the goblin did not have the clipboard.
Regal fur goblin. Okay. See, I feel like I'm getting. I don't know what the hell that is though.
Try it out.
Let me see.
Sound it out.
Yeah, say the word.
Pike up. Pill.
I don't think that's a word.
Is it just say thing?
Fuck up?
Auction.
No.
Okay.
The up?
See, I can kind of make out some words here. I don't know if this is going to be a good segment this time, Chris. I was kind of legible this time.
You just say you were kind of legible, and the last thing we talked about was just
oh my goodness. What else here? Clonvasir Alligar. Yes. Tenception.
That was a moment.
Tenception was really good. Can that happen in the wizarding world?
Harry
Potter? It does happen in Harry Potter. That's where I kind of stole the idea
Do they have
of
Tenception.
They don't have Tentception. I don't know if they have Tentception,
but do they have tent contraception?
Oh.
Ooh.
Ugh.
Tent fucking.
But no titties.
No titties. That is written in caps.
Nothing too illegible here, guys. I scribbled out Lucian's name because I spelt it really badly, and then Lucian right after that. Nat 20, Nat 1. That was a crazy moment.
That was cool.
Oh, that was a fantastic moment, guys.
Yeah.
I rolled a Nat 20 and a Nat 1 with at
advantage.
the same time, but rolling both die at the same time too.
Mm-hmm. Polarity.
Really sick. Increases bold for 10 gold.
Yeah, so the concept of the auction where
increases bold?
Increases bid or
bid. That's bid.
Okay. $sign sold for 140. Billy is Tony. Tony is who?
Tony.
Billy said he's Tony.
Yes, but you also said you were Clonvasir Alligar.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's very likely they could have used
we
a
learned
fake name.
fake names are real.
Madame Pouch.
Madame Pouch.
Madame Pouch.
By the way,
I'm in love with Madame Pouch.
We have to take a photo every segment of your notes. And
one day we'll do like a collage
and post
on Instagram. I don't think every day, but I think at some point we'll do
the
like
good ones. We'll make a collective.
Yeah.
I'm happy that is the person that bought the item. Because I was really concerned there was going to be, and like I don't trust her for any reason apart from she's really cool. But like I'm really happy it doesn't immediately seem like some big evil big B number 2
Yeah.
popping on the scene.
She's so cool.
I think Dylan is just ready to trust her
the cane
all the way.
Dylan's ready to trust every single person he meets.
As long as they don't
Except
have
for
a knife to
Lucian,
your
apparently.
throat.
He like lashed out. You know, it's starting to feel a lot like what's that show? The happy one during the pandemic about the soccer.
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso. And then who's the little
Ted,
coach?
Ted Lucian?
Who's the coach that gets worse with each
Oh,
season? Spoilers.
Nate.
Yeah, it's starting to feel a little bit like
Nate the Great.
I feel like he got a little bit of too much power in his head with the with the cloak. And Dylan became
I'll
a little
say,
naughty.
you know what? That cloak came in handy. Yeah, it's fine. Jazz. We'll just put Jazz over that car.
We'll jazz the car up.
Oh, just jazz the car up. That was really good. Oh my goodness, a pass.
I'm getting nervous that Mike's going to take my job.
Yeah, Chris made a couple really, really good sound effects today.
He did. He did like a little firework coming out of Grub's mouth.
Oh
He
my
even
God,
Did
it
like
was-
a little twisty.
It was perfect.
Pretty good.
Anyway, but not that.
What were we talking about?
You
pouch.
used that cloak probably 4 times this episode, and all 4 times it worked.
It's a lot of persuasion, a lot of
Yeah.
deception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
good rolls on that.
awesome.
Thank goodness. Good
Yeah.
rolls. Good
So
rolls. Really happy with that.
Yeah, and it's funny because the way I had it in mind was I knew how much gold you roughly had, and I did have a way for you guys to make more gold with the fighting pit, but there was no way I would have made you guys pay 200 gold to simply enter the auction.
I
True.
thought that was.
That's
we
what I
all
thought.
thought.
No,
That's what we all
Yeah.
thought.
The way
we didn't ask questions. We were like,
no.
Well, that's like
Like
as soon
the-
as you were like, you guys both need to present 200 gold, like immediately, like me and Dax being the poorest people
Yeah.
in this group, I was like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
very clear
So-
to say present and not
Yes.
give or
Yes.
pay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like the way that they had it set up
We
was
are
we
just
just
dumb.
want to see that you have the gold
Exact-
to bid.
yeah.
We just don't want onlookers showing up
Chris
at
and
this
his
auction.
dictionary.
Yeah.
No, it makes
Present.
sense.
Yeah.
But it struck fear
Hey,
into
whether
us
or not
and-
we presented it,
Yeah.
we sure spent more than anyone else.
But it's funny because you all got into the auction without presenting any gold.
Yeah.
Even though after you guys won so much gold from the troll, you had enough.
Yeah.
We got to befriend Madame Pouch and just kind of like ride with her
She's
back
going
to the capital.
capital. Yeah.
Just like don't buy anything from this point, but just like kind of hang out with her.
don't buy
can't-
anything.
you
We
can't
can't
buy
Sorry.
anything.
That's what I meant. Like, don't say that we have no money, but just like fake that we're rich as fuck. And
Do you think she would look down on us if she knew we didn't have any money?
I don't think she needs to know. We could
Great.
just say that it's all in a Swiss bank
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah, the classic Swiss,
Swiss Bank of Hallow.
Where is Switzerland and Hallow?
It's right in the middle because it's
Where's
neutral.
the Cayman
nice.
Islands.
Nice, that's good.
The auction was a lot of fun. That was really, really cool.
And the way I had it set up as like the
I like
encounter
Yeah.
was because it came down to rolling dice. There was a chance you guys would have to have paid more money for certain items, but
Yeah.
also less for certain items,
Yeah.
right?
So-
like if I had rolled a 1 or a 2 on that initial,
Yeah.
initial power gauntlet bid,
yeah.
there was a chance your bid would have been the only one that would have happened,
Yep.
right?
Which is why I made you roll that one. I forced it to happen, or
Yeah.
made you roll it hoping for a one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a chance you guys could have walked away with a lot more money, a lot less money, or even like more items depending on how well the auction went for you.
Did we based on your evaluation of these items? I know we got only 2, but did we overbid or underbid on any of them?
Again, I had no idea. Because I will say a little peek behind the screen. A few of these are homebrew items, so I
Right.
don't know the actual
Is
financial
Luckstone
value.
also a homebrew?
No, Luckstone isn't a homebrew. Depending on the dice roll, it could have been sold for a lot more money.
No,
Or-
but that's what I'm saying is like, what is the general valuation of a Luckstone?
I forget.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
I was right with my joke. There he goes for the keys. Yeah, that was the gun, the freaking pistol.
So
The spell
cool.
shooter.
Oh,
Yeah, that is a homebrew
so
item.
awesome.
Because with Hallow being such a history or such a historic continent that's just infused with magic from the past,
Mhm.
it would make sense that they would have. Yes, Hartley, you raised your hand for the class.
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it a stone of good luck?
we'll see you next session.
I'm just wondering because the price of a stone of good luck is 2,500 gold pieces.
Well, then we've got a steal. We got it for a steal.
But that's a wondrous item. I'm not sure if that's actually.
Then we got it for a steal, Hartley.
I'm just saying. I know.
Why you got to keep checking up with?
Because that's who I am.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
May I continue my lesson, Mr. Fanson?
Yes, please. Back to the
Professor.
pistol.
Yes. So because technology wasn't a big thing back then, but magic was, it would make sense that they would have firearms based on magical capabilities, right?
Interesting.
So the spell shooter would do exactly that. It would shoot spells instead of bullets. So it is a lot more powerful, but there's a lot more maintenance and fundamentals in it where instead of bullets and gunpowder, it's material components and it's
so
based
cool.
on the spell that it shoots.
It's really
so
cool.
cool.
Maggie looks so sad that we didn't get it.
Because does the spell shooter effectively, if you have the spell components for it, not like effectively cost spell slots?
So
That's
the way
whole idea of it, right?
the way that I have
materials.
it, because you guys didn't get it, I don't feel too bad giving this away. So the way
I mean, I don't know, Chris. We might just murder Madame Pouch and take it from her.
So the way that I envisioned it was you would restock it. You would fill up the material components, and there is almost a miniature, tiny element orb near like the hammer of the gun, where that infusion would take place. That would create the magic that shot out of the pistol.
Very cool. Very, 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 very cool.
But again, like this obviously sounds like a very, very valuable item, and like the starting bid was like 500 gold. But like I said before, it is an ancient antique of this world's history. So there's a chance it could break down.
Yeah.
There's a chance that the material components might not be readily available. And if you do find them, they'll be very expensive.
Yeah.
And also there's not a lot of them, right? So they are very rare indeed.
It's more of like a mounted on the wall kind of piece.
Yeah. And you can almost maybe assume that all of the people that were there to bid at the auction, they aren't all magical. So they would essentially be mantelpieces to like brag to their friends, like, a relic of the ancient time, right? Like, but never use it, right? They just want it on their wall to like show off, like this, I have this and you don't, ha 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 ha.
Whereas either Dylan or I are using that gauntlet.
We would, exactly. I think we're gonna get some good use out of it. So I'm glad we got it.
Yeah. Strength.
Sweet. I'm trying to think of anything else exciting that happened.
Yeah, it was quite a long episode.
Yeah, it was a big one. Yeah, Lucian was great. A lot of fun messing with him. The water lady that we got through off the top. That was a lot of fun. I have no idea how the hell we're going to get out of here. I
think we just walk out.
I don't know. I feel like there's going to be a commotion with these Herschel guys.
Well, don't give Chris any ideas, but I think we can just, as the auction ends, we just go, all right, let's leave.
I feel like Dylan wants to. I like maybe not as much Dylan, but like Michael wants to go to like the employee area, wherever that is.
Michael is also chaotic good.
The employee area of the wandering. What is it
want
called
to work at the Fairmont and go through the secret hallways, connecting the entire place.
I sure do.
You just want to be. Can we split this campaign off into two, and me and Maggie just go off and do our own?
I actually got to do that a few times.
Oh my god!
Because of my line of work.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We shot some stuff at the Fairmont. So
I worked at the location at Lake Louise one summer. So
very cool.
It's
that's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where my brother's girlfriend works.
And I interned at the Wandering Wonder.
Nice.
But yeah, it's like the service door like in the hall just leads to like this like blank hallway.
Yeah.
It's like a secondary hallway to the main hallways, and like there's like back doors to like the super like.
You want to know the inner workings. You want to know the peek behind the screens.
It's the sewer system.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go back there. I want to see what else is hiding. I want to know.
It's funny because I designed it exactly how this is playing out, where I give you guys this deadline, this very important integral deadline, and I'm just throwing stuff that you guys want to explore more and just want as much as you can. But I will say this, and you guys know, like there are consequences in this world. So you can do whatever you want. Just know that there will be repercussions.
We got
the more you diddle daddle.
I wonder, there was no like mention of like some main character that owns the Wandering Wonder, right? It's not like
I wanted to look for somebody that owned it.
Some person in a big old top hat.
I don't think it's been mentioned. You guys did not roll a high enough history check in the last session, and like you haven't really encountered anyone in your time in the Wandering Wonder yet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I mean, upwards and onwards.
Yeah. By the way, the last thing we'll say, Chris, were you proud of me for using Grub?
I am very proud of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah. Because I think our goal with Grub is to
like character growth. Ideally, I mentioned this to Chris at the start of the campaign. I wanted him to start out as a raccoon that roots through my garbage and eventually turn him into my familiar. And we just had this connection at the beginning, but I think at the end of the first story arc was like me first kind of like welcoming him as kind of a member of the party, like after going through that ideal with him.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to use him as a familiar, but I've also never used a familiar before in D&D.
Yeah.
And through all of episode 12, which is our first thing where I had planned to like start having moments with him, I didn't mention him once.
Oh, you mean 13?
Sorry, 13.
Yeah.
I didn't mention him a single time, and I'm ashamed of that.
Or you did. You just told him to stay in the cart.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm using him. Using him, Chris. Using him.
It's great. Yeah. It didn't work out because you tried to use him for your intimidation check, which ultimately
but it was
failed.
a good moment.
But you did use it. I am proud of you. Yes.
And there's one more story that I owe you guys. It was during your fight with the monster, the blister story.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everybody's hanging on the edge of their seats to hear this.
Say it?
Go for it.
Why? Well, many years ago, with a close buddy of mine and another buddy of mine, we went to LA. We got super wasted, and I decided to burn my arm with a cigarette the night before leaving. To remember the times I was wasted, I burned it into my arm, gave myself a little cigarette tattoo, and then...
and this is the man that's playing Dylan Buckley, a 16-year-old
to sit in a hot tub for the next, 3 hours, wake up without showering, go on the flight...
That is disgusting.
Only to a few hours into the flight, lift up my sweater and see that the cigarette burn has turned into a bulging, dark blister.
Do you still have a scar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's right there.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I see it. It's small.
Sorry, it's this one. It's this one right here.
Oh, wait, where?
There's one under it. It's this one. That's a vaccination one from back in the day when.
Oh, yeah. It looks like a little circle.
It looks like a little circle.
Or it's this one. It's one of them.
You've like three scars in a row.
I have 3 scars.
He's got 3 circles on his
I've only
arm.
did the thing once, but anyway, I'm saying to my buddy. My buddy is unfortunately on the receiving end of what's about to happen. I touched the blister and it popped. Because of the pressure
onto
my friend.
Who is this?
Reed.
Oh, gross.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I feel like this needs a little explicit.
Once again, chaotic good.
Yeah.
Sorry, Reed, if you're listening, I apologize. I know that date traumatized you, but we had some fun.
Yeah. Speaking of mentioning friends.
Yes.
I think we all wanted to mention just some of the people who are like our most avid listeners.
We're going to shout out a fan.
Yeah, we have a couple people.
I think we
do come to mind. Let's just put them off.
Either that or let's put them off.
Let's actually fuck you guys. We'll put you on to the next episode.
We'd like to say a specific fuck you to Josh.
No,
we love you, Josh. You're the first person.
We all have a couple of people all on our ends that we would love to just give quick shout outs to. Anybody want to start?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started with Josh. We did say fuck you, but it is his birthday. We should say that. Happy birthday, Josh.
On his birthday.
Yeah, so this is a big shout out to you, man.
Recording, we have 8 episodes out. And I think he's fully caught up.
Even though we started a few weeks ago.
Yeah, he loves it. Our friend Anthony, mutual friend. Sarah. Yeah.
Sarah, big listener.
Thank you, Sarah.
Anyone else? Kathy, thank you for listening. Anyone else?
Yeah, shout out to the Brock guys. Yeah, they listen all the time. It's great.
Heck yeah, Brock guys.
Hey, if you want.
I was going to just say just general shout out to like anybody that sent us screenshots of like feedback, comments. It's like I get an array from people and it is just really nice and we do take it to heart and we listen. So thanks for
Dakota
with us.
Douglas for being incredibly honest with us. Constructive
We
criticism.
love the critiques just as much as the praise.
We do. We do.
And we love you all.
Yeah, we really do.
And once again,
and if we haven't mentioned you or we don't know you and we're like are specifically talking to you about D&D,
get mad at us and write us a comment.
But just know that we don't not love that you're listening. We
Yes.
just are very forgetful individuals.
We
very true.
we don't
not love. It's a triple
we
negative.
do love. Okay, cool. We do
Double
love,
negative?
don't not. Yes, we do.
We love everyone.
We love
Yes.
everyone.
Love everyone.
I should have said that.
I love everyone and everything except Lucian.
Yeah, but if you're not our
I like
friends,
him.
if you're not our friends yet, and you're listening to the podcast, one, thank you, and two, send us a comment or send us a DM on Instagram, Trouble at the Tavern.
Yeah, we have an email to drop in there too, right?
Yeah, Trouble at the Tavern.
It's so easy
at
on
Gmail.
Instagram.
I think we also have all our individual Instagrams linked in all the
sure do.
episodes as
Yeah,
well.
everything's
Yes, we do.
on the episode.
So feel free to give us a follow if you want to just
Thanks for being
see how
our
we are as people and not
friends.
just D&D players.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anyway, we love you dearly. Thank you for sitting with us for this extra long episode and extra long last call. We appreciate you. We love you. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you so much for listening to The Last Call. We'll see you on the next Last Call or the latest episode of Trouble at the Tavern. Once again, joined by Chris, Mike, Hartley, and Maggie. Take it away with the slow jazz.